No mai haere mai, welcome along to Eventfinda Stadium, the Tuatara against the Bulls. Round 10, it is the last game of round 10, and what a round it has been so far. Andrew Mulligan, Casey Frank on hand for this one. This is the second of two meetings between these two teams this season, and last game that these two teams played, it was out the gate. It was one of the great comebacks we've witnessed, Casey, at any level of basketball.
And even having a word to Coach Dan Sokolowski before the game, he's like, I'm not quite sure how we did it. Down 24 points about 2 minutes into the third quarter. They absolutely turned the screws. They were able to score 62 points in the paint, and that interior presence that the Bulls are so good at is what the Tuatara have to slow down tonight.
Like most teams in the NBL, though, they have retooled, have the Bulls, have added depth, and so have the Tuatara. And we'll get to the starting fives in a moment, but let's have a look at what's happened around 10 of the Sal's NBL so far. And it has been another interesting round. The Jets got the dub over the Nuggets, who were struggling, and then went into Wellington and beat the Saints 101-85. And then for the Airs, they put up a big game in Southland, withstanding Jeremy Kendall's 45 points. And then this Bulls team tonight, they played last night, an overtime thriller against the Hawks. They hung on. Hawke's Bay charging home, just fell short. And what a result for the Giants, adding big Callum McRae, and they get the win over the Rams at Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. And here we are. This is where we find ourselves, Casey Frank, with this game here. And that Rams loss, it's done a little bit of damage to their top of the ladder aspirations.
It certainly has, and the Bulls have a chance to catapult themselves up a little bit as well, possibly if they can get on the scoring ledger. One of those top two spots, so important. You get a bye straight into the semifinals in your top two, but down there at the bottom, 10, 9, 8, 7, they are all in this. There's a real possibility that 8, at least 9, or at least 8, maybe 9 wins get you into the final 6 this year, so everyone still has a chance coming down the stretch.
We could do a final 10 instead of a final 6.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's have a look at the Bulls starting five, and a real change-up for Dan Sokolowski and the Bulls head coach. He's put Dom Porto on the bench and gone with Fotu Brantley up high, along with Wilson Frame, Davidson, and McGill. So going a little bit of small ball to combat what will be a very hard-nosed defensive unit in the Tuatara, spearheaded by Rob Lowe. But last night, Dom Porto went above and beyond those stats you see on his screen.
11 for 11 from the field, perfect. Not huge on the glass, but the efficiency was amazing, including the game winner with about a second left in it. That kind of performance he can bring off the bench today is really going to counter the strength of Rob Lowe, and his key, his main job, I think, is to try and get Rob Lowe in foul trouble today.
And also, bonus as well, he only had to play 21 minutes. He sat for a long stretch and he wasn't in any foul trouble. He also explains to Casey before this game his inspiration for his hair.
Well, Dom, incredible game last night, perfect from the field and the game winner. How can you repeat that type of efficiency, if not outcome, against the Tuatara tonight?
Yeah, we're coming out against a really good Tuatara team, so we got to come ready, come hungry, and just want it more. We want to win more than they do, so that's what we got to do to come get this win.
Coming off that game last night, less than 24 hours ago, how do you guys get your body ready, having played in that overtime game, a lot of minutes?
You know, we don't even think about it right now. There's nothing we can think about. We just got to play hard, play our game, play together, and have fun.
And speaking of having fun, let's talk about the hair. You've had a lot of styles. Number one question on my mind, I know today's a pumpkin, but who is doing this for you? Do you have a partner in crime that sets it all up?
Yeah, shout out to my girl, Nia. She's the one that does it for me. My partner stays up late just to do my hair, so I love her, and yeah, she's doing a great job.
Fantastic work. Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Dom and Nina, because he comes with it every round. He's got a new style. Here's the starting five for the Tuatara, and business as usual for Aaron Young and his squad. Rob Lowe at the center position, and Rob Lowe, an automatic double-double, close to 20 points a game and over 10 rebounds. But the reason why he's top of the MVP voting, Casey Frank, he is a legit two-way player.
Yeah, the effect he has on the defensive end is palpable. He's got great size, really affects things, leading the league in shot blocking. He's top 5 in the league in steals. You see those points per game. He actually has a better effect on the game at times than that. Tied for first in defensive win shares. Because these stats, I think, might actually be a little bit off. He's at like 19.6 points per game, I believe, this year.
Oh,
but
we've
hey,
done him dirty. I tell you what, He's averaging a lot more than that. He's with Casey Frank a few moments ago.
Well, Rob Lowe, a surprise announcement to many this week that you're hanging him up after this season in the NBL, not going back to the Australian NBL. What's been going through the mind? What's the vibe been like and the reaction to that?
Yeah, just made a decision a few months ago now, and it's kind of weight lifted off my chest, and I've enjoyed, you know, battling it with these boys, but in the back of my mind, I'm happy that I've made the decision.
Well, then you know it's the right one. Looking towards tonight's game against the Franklin Bulls. Just played last night, Dom Kamampoto, perfect from the field. What can you do on the interior to slow down a team that gets so many points inside the paint?
Yeah, you know, Dom's a big body, and he's a good player. You know, he's physical down low, and we've got to do our jobs early and keep him off the glass as well. You know, it was a good game to watch last night and a good scouting report for us.
All right, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Rob Lowe averaging 2.2 steals and 2.7 blocks a game. Here it is, the defensive units of the Tuatara and the Bulls. The Bulls play at a slower pace, but Casey, the shooting, the downtown three-point shooting from the Bulls might just be a factor as how lackluster it is.
You're absolutely right, and that's why they won the first game, is because they shut down the Tuatara from deep. The efficiency of the Tuatara is phenomenal. They're second in effective field goal percentage, they're fourth in best turnover percentage, and they're third in steal percentage. They're really putting pressure on this Bulls team to play at their best on the interior today.
It is the two teams from the 09, the battle for BP Drury. It is going to get underway. Those are your referees, and we are ready to go. Between Rob Lowe and Dan Futu to break his teammates. Jumping up at centre court. Glidden getting us underway to Charlie Dalton, who was MVP of the under-19s. And he gets us with a, I thought last night was the quickest basket.
You cannot go to sleep on Charlie Dalton. He is always going to work. You let your guard down for a second, he's going to hustle his way to a bucket.
Didn't even have time to get a score ticker up. Ricky McGill with the ball. Up comes Futu. Here comes Brantley. Puts up the floater and the runner.
And Jamal Brantley with a soft touch coming in there. Ties it up 2-2 with the interior move.
Here comes Jared Weeks. And a turnover, an uncharacteristic turnover from Rob Lowe.
And that's one that Charlie Dalton, even though he doesn't have the ultimate confidence in the shot, he needs to let that one go just in the flow of the offense. Everybody is expecting him to shoot it up. When he takes that cut through, Rob Lowe's letting him know, hey, I'm gonna pass this back to you, you're open, give it a go. Doesn't get that, ends up in a turnover.
Tuatara pretty good at looking after the ball, just averaging over 13.
And fourth in the competition in turnover percentage. Doing a nice job of not beating themselves. You know, I think the Tuatara, as much as anyone in this competition, they don't make the big mistakes. So you're gonna have to beat them. You're not gonna be able to wait around and hope that they give the game to you.
It's locked up at 2 apiece. 50 seconds gone in the game. I'm just adjusting the clock in the venue. That's why we had a little bit of a delay there. Isaac Davidson. He's been so solid. Brantley plays solid defense. And Charlie Dalton has his hands full with the vet there. And Charlie Dalton commits the foul. And it's an and-one situation for Jamal Brantley.
And that's a situation where Jamal Brantley, he's testing the young fella. He knows he's 19 years old. He said, hey, I'm 30. I've got the strength, I've got the experience, I'm gonna go straight to you. Charlie Dalton does a nice job initially of bodying him up, but at the last second after he's beat, he goes for the block, gets him on the arm, and that sets Jamal Brantley for the three-point play and a chance for 5 on the make, which he does. 5-2 lead to the Franklin Bulls.
Jamal's only 29, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
He's like 7th of July, he's gonna be 30.
Okay, I do apologize shortchanging him 1 month. I know how people can get sensitive on that.
Rob Lowe for 3. He knocks it down. Rob Lowe stretching the floor like he can.
Just so easy on the pick and the pop. You have to be so aware of his ability from the perimeter.
Ricky McGill. Rivatangi goes down.
Didn't even think he was really thinking about the shot, but gets it up on the front of the rim, and the friendly roll drops into the net.
Here comes Glidden. Everybody out of the key, in fact, everybody out of the three-point line, but the Tuatara missed that. Here comes Brantley.
That three-point shot's going to be important for the Tuatara. In their first matchup, 7 for 33 from deep. That's why they lost the game.
Wilson Frame with the start, and he gets the three in the corner.
And Jared Wilson Frame has been effective off the bench, especially late for the Bulls, but his scoring ability is certainly starter quality.
Just 1 of 7 from deep last night against the Hawks. Here comes Ricky McGill. The Bulls get another stop. They lead 10-5. Here's McGill. Dalton picks him up.
Dan Fotu with a nice screen there. Ricky McGill didn't see the angle. Now they got 10 seconds to get a bucket here.
Here comes Fotu. Frame. Wilson Frame again from deep.
He is feeling good early. He is a streaky shooter. Once he hits 2, you know he's looking at number 3 down next trip.
Dalton picks up his dribble. Jared Weeks announced his retirement as well from the Aussie NBL, and Rob Lowe. Great two-man game between those two. Has been super effective. 2 shots coming up for Lowe, but Jared Weeks will go into the coaching positions on the bench for the Jack Jumpers in Tasmania.
It's going to be interesting. You know, just looking out of this Tuatara squad, the ability of Rob Lowe and Jared Weeks, I believe, combined, what is that? Is Weeksy 33 now? So 60, you know, just 31 for Rob Lowe, 33 for Weeksy, but 2 guys with a lot left in the tank and playing at a very high level this season for the Tuatara. There's a bit of candle left in those Wicks.
Jared Weeks, 34 next month. He still gets up. He is still super quick.
Bouncy. That game here last week, he was up and over the rim on multiple occasions.
13-7. Rob Lowe hit 2 from the TAB line. There's Fotu on the offensive glass. Lost it. Here comes Weeks in amongst the Bulls. Reuben Tarangi gives it to Lowe. Glidden on the baseline. Nice bounce pass from Lowe. Another turnover, though.
Franklin rotating well, getting in those passing lanes, not giving easy options.
Fotu with the and 1. This is a super small, quick lineup Dan Sokolovsky's got. They're a bruising team, the Bulls. But this time round, they're just challenging the youngster, Charlie Dalton.
But I really like what Dan Fotu did there. He got by Dalton, and when he exploded towards the rim, he didn't go straight up and out. He came back into the body, forcing that contact and baiting that whistle. A really nice heads-up play by Fotu, understanding that he had him beaten. The only thing he could do was contest late, force the foul, gets the finish, and doubling up the Tuatara early in the first quarter.
With Joe Lawson in the game, the import. 6'7", 111 kilograms. Add some size.
That's the big difference with this Tuatara team now. With Joe Lawson, they actually have another backup inside outside of Nick Barrow.
Weeks for 3. Chris McIntosh is in the game, but it's Brantley with the rebound.
Nice rebound in space, clearing out Lawson and keeping McIntosh off the glass as well.
Fotu going at the smaller McIntosh. Got him down low, goes on the baseline. Good defense.
There's Reuben Tarangi in that one. Nice job. Man, we got to get Rubes in the ring room. You're confusing him for Chris McIntosh. Tough to see around Dan Sokolowski here. He is right in our space, but look at the strong heads-up move. Just enough resistance from Reuben Tarangi there, but the ball stays with the Franklin Bulls on the baseline.
Apologies to Reuben.
But big ups to Chris McIntosh.
Jared Wilson Frame hits the side of the backboard on that one. Close out much better from the Tuatara.
That's a nice whistle there as Jamal Brantley reaches unnecessarily outside the three-point line, gets his body across Jared Weeks, who does it well to get that whistle as Matt Freeman checks in for the Bulls. As Jamal Brantley picks up that foul.
And now they add a little bit more size in Dom Kalman-Portal. He comes in for Fotu. Good minutes from Dan Fotu as always. Brantley sits with 5. Fotu 3 points.
Oh, nice hands, Ricky McGill.
Ricky McGill leads the league in steals. He felt like it came off the hand.
From this angle, it looked like it did bounce off the hand of Jared Weeks after McGill hit it first.
Weeks. in amongst a bevy of Bulls, and he knocks down that little pull-up.
35 in the last matchup against the Bulls. So you know he's feeling good coming out here in this one.
McGill knocks that down.
Well, tough night from the field last night for Ricky McGill, but what a bounce back on the shot there.
Here comes Weeks. Left hand. Jared Weeks will go to the line to shoot two. Hot start for the Franklin Bulls here at Eventfinda Stadium. Last game of round 10. Dan Sokolovsky coming off a road win last night. Hard fought, almost blew a big lead down the stretch.
Up 22 late in the third, and a tremendous comeback by the Hawke's Bay, really digging deep and finding that hustle, putting in that muscle to nearly drive themselves to victory behind 60-some-odd points combined from Daron Arakawa and Ira Lee. Just enough DKP in the end.
Cruz Pero Hunt in the game. Fresh out of the collegiate system, Cruz Pero Hunt in the United States. Don Calman Poto going against Lawson, two big bodies, and Lawson gets the better of that one. And Calman Poto is called for the foul.
Isaac Davidson got a hand in there on that ball as well. Isaac Davidson's 50th game for the Franklin Bulls tonight.
I believe that is on Isaac Davidson.
And gets rewarded with his 50th game with a foul call there. I think those are counting some of the games in the showdown as well. He's played his entire career in the NZNBL since he's come back from university with the Bulls.
Weeks rattles down the three.
Jared Weeks finding the range, giving a bit of space there. He got to stick close to him on the perimeter. A nice challenge there from behind as Don Poto, he goes down, he's grabbed his, well, that looks like a tear.
And Rob Lowe misses that, but Don Poto is not getting up in a hurry at all. And I don't think Dan Sokolovsky can see that.
No, they've called it, they wanted to stop, but Don I did not see exactly what happened, but he is in obvious pain down on the opposite baseline, wriggling around on the other side.
This is not good for Don Calman Poto. He is writhing in pain. He is clutching his right knee. And the training staff from the Bulls are at his side right now. That is tough. Tough for him. He was in vintage form last night.
We're taking a look at it. Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah. He's stepped
really
on another foot.
Twisted that ankle, but it looks like it did some rotational issues to the knee at the same time. Because he is not grabbing his ankle at all. It's all about the knee and that thigh area.
That is Dan Sokolovsky on the baseline looking at his player. And the gym has gone eerily quiet here. They're going to help.
And now he's getting helped up now, very gingerly. And he's saying he's okay. So with that walk right now, to me, it looks like it's the ankle. At least that's the hope. But always good to see a player be able to go off on his own power after going down with something like that. And there, it looks like hopefully, I'm not sure really. Hopefully just the ankle.
Back at the other end, Rob Lowe at the TAB line, knocks down the first.
And that little break there, advantage to the Tuatara. You know, they were on their back foot, and that gives them a chance to get a little bit of breath and settle themselves, especially on the defensive end, where Franklin is really taking advantage of them early to the tune of 7 from 12 for the field.
Rob Lowe 4 for 4 from the TAB line. Here's 7 points. Here comes Fotu in the game. Jared Weeks controls the ball there. Rob Lowe went over the top. And off the glass and in.
Oh, gives him the fake handoff. Great use of that against Jared Weeks there. Coach Dan Sokolovsky wanted a timeout, didn't get it through.
Well, that ties up the game at 18. And then Ricky McGill knocks it down and gives the Franklin Bulls the lead again.
He's getting aggressive early in this one. Love to see him putting pressure on the defense with his speed.
Glidden for 3. Cam Glidden knocks it down, the Aussie vet.
Good quick reversal there. Had his feet set and as he received that pass from Rob Lowe.
shooting at 40% from downtown. And it's 21-20, the Tuatara with the skinny lead. Basquette misses the three, and we got a foul on Cam Glidden with a wry smile. Got away with a little bit of a push until he didn't.
There's always pushes inside, but quite often the guards especially, come on, it's just a little one. You gotta let me get away with that one.
Don Carmen Porto, you can see on the left of your screen there, getting his ankle strapped up.
That's like, it's iced up. So that
is ice, yeah.
He's got an ice wrap around that, so that looks like he might be done for the day.
That's our entire mission.
And once you get that ice in there, it is going to be tough to come back. The hope being that it's just a sprain, nothing broken, hopefully.
On Cam Glidden, he must dribble. No shot in our face. Thumb four, we want the weakest defender.
A big part of Dan Sokolowski's plans as we enter the stretch run. Just a few rounds left in the regular season, and it is all on for young and old, all 10 teams. Fighting, retooling, trying to pick off wins on the road like the Bulls did last night. Tuatara, always good at home. They have been methodical in some of their games with the way they've taken teams apart.
And the only sure thing about this season is that everyone is vulnerable. There's nobody who is invulnerable to the losses or to a deal like this, half cheese pizza free with any large. Just use that code, splash it out. Splash for an extra half a pizza.
Just unreal segue.
That's four giant slices.
That is broadcasting at its finest.
I'm really improving, bro.
This is
it's about time. It's been
our second game together in less than 24 hours. Jared Frame! Right hand finishes nice. Jared Frame, an injection into the starting five. It has been 8 points for him.
He's got that ability to score in bunches. He was there in the first.
Cruz Pero Hunt. Pero Hunt. Oh, in and out. But Lawson's there. There's that big body getting it on the glass.
He is a wide frame. I like the move by Cruz Pero Hunt. Welcome to the Tuatara. It's been a long time coming. But Joe Lawson on the glass. Key for this Tuatara squad to slow down the interior strength of the Bulls.
Go inside to Freeman. Skip pass all the way over to Bazan, knocking down another three. Who said they don't shoot threes?
Well, they didn't shoot threes, but everything has changed in the geometry of this court since they brought in Wilson Frame and they brought in Mac Freeman. So many guys to guard now. You have to give them space. You can't give them that much space on the perimeter.
That's their third three of this quarter. Lawson, fall away. Misses, and it's collected by Bazan. Thomas Beattie. He picks up Bazan, the young man, taking up a scholarship.
On top of all tournament, under 18s, or under 20 side.
Freeman just lost the handle on that one.
Just enough by Beattie inside. Oh, told you, charge.
It is. Dan Fotu is waved off. Cam Glidden called for the charge. That's his second.
Dan Fotu has shown a real skill for putting himself in the line of these drivers. Took some charges last night against the Hawks, including when he actually collapsed. Timeout to the Tuatara. After that whistle, gives the Bulls possession with a 2-point lead with 1:53 left in the quarter. As this is a high-scoring affair. And you mentioned earlier that the Tuatara play a faster pace than the Bulls, so that's actually changed of late. The Tuatara, as the Bulls have brought in these teams, have played slower, and this new squad, they're looking for a lot in transition, and they're finding it early. Look at the score sheet of the first quarter. Taking a look at Rob Lowe and the astounding career he's had. And of course announced his retirement from the Tall Blacks and from the Australian NBL. You know what, it wasn't mentioned, Moles, is the NZNBL as a retirement. So there's a chance he builds on those 51 games here in New Zealand.
Oh, that would be fantastic. He can't be lost to this league.
Just
when he averages like 20 and 10.
20 and 10.
And 5 stocks.
It's not bad. He's played some of the best basketball of his career. That's why it is so surprising to see him say goodbye to the game at a high level. Had some apparently very lucrative offers in Australia. Had a chance to go with the Breakers as well, but has decided that it's on to the next thing. But I really hope we get him out here in the South NBL for another couple of seasons, doing what he does so well. 90 games with the Tall Blacks, just short of the Centurion Club.
Well, if you do like to click on things like pace and those kind of stats, since the last month, the Auckland Tuatara are last in pace, with the Bulls up there in the middle of the pack.
And that's after the early season when the Bulls were really low, but as they've gotten in more subs, they are picking it up a little bit. And this Tuatara squad, they just love to execute in the half court. They are not trying to push things off a stop or off a rebound. They're happy to execute you to death.
Isaac Davidson in and out. And the rebound is Fotu's. That is the 4th offensive rebound for the Bulls in this quarter. Under 1:30 to go. Weeks to the cup.
Jared Weeks just attacking defenses, puts so much pressure on them to contain his speed on the drive.
Bazant in the key. Back of the iron, but Davidson collects it. Here comes Brantley. Beatty on him. Rob Lowe shows. Nat Freeman can't get it to go on the baseline.
You love that execution, though. Really worked him in that half court before Rob Lowe gets a wide open look here.
Rob Lowe, his second three. He strikes it, and that gives the Tuatara the lead.
Love him on the pick and roll with Jared Weeks. You have to be so concerned about Weeks' ability as a scorer that Rob Lowe finds a little bit of space on that pick and pop.
He's got 12 in this first quarter. It's a Tuatara the lead. It's a high-scoring one. Fotu from downtown. Nothing but net for Dan Fotu.
Nice recognition from Brantley in the post. Sees the double coming from Rob Lowe, so it gives the skip pass. Big look from Fotu there.
Big mismatch. That's Brantley, but he holds his ground. Rob Lowe wanted the call. And then Brantley and Rob Lowe, who are familiar to each other with the breakers, and Jamal Brantley fell into the Rob Lowe trap.
He just ties him up there, and Brantley extends the arm to shed him. But this was quite floppy. Look at Rob Lowe just set himself up here, set himself up, the chest and the arm. And Brantley does shove him. That's where it's deserving of a foul. Barely, just barely.
I feel like if you ask some players around the leagues, around the world who've encountered Rob Lowe, quite floppy, would sum him up.
He could be, if he wants to be, he can be a collapsible man. He can just set him up there to go floppy and get knocked down. But make no mistake, he's a big boy. You know, he's 6'11". He's, 115, 120 kgs. He is great size. When he wants to be stout, he can be.
Here's Tarangi. Just split seconds of a difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Into three. Yeah, Ruben Tarangi forcing the Bulls defense to bend, and he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Jamal Brantley just picked up his second personal. Isaac Davidson's already in 2, and I believe this is going to be Dan Fotu's second now. No, that is just his first. So good for Fotu, sitting on 1. But a nice drive there by Ruben Tarangi, and he's able to get that foul because he hesitates in the air and he hangs. Just uses that hang time to get that contact before he puts up the shot.
This game is as advertised. Dan Fotu fouled out last night, so these two teams, 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, just 2 points separate them. Tarangi makes the second, and we've got a Sky City player timeout. And if you're unfamiliar with this, it's 30 seconds, players only timeout on the court. No interruption or intervention from the coaching staff whatsoever. And usually it comes near the ends of halves, games, or quarters when you want to maybe advance the ball with only a few seconds remaining. And if you'd like to get yourself to a Sal's NBL game, use that QR code there for your community group, your school, whatever you're involved with. You may qualify if you find your way through on that QR code.
There's still some tickets available. Thanks to Sky City. Fantastic initiative, getting people to games all over the country to see this quality product up close and personal. I like the use of the timeout at the end of the first quarter. Real good chance to turn 3 seconds into a quality look. Technical foul.
And that was a technical foul on
the bench,
on the Franklin bench.
So Coach Dan Sokolowski just put his hand up. I didn't hear exactly what said.
You're right there.
It was right in front of us.
Was it you?
I mean, deservedly. I've been nice to the refs tonight. Can't give me a T yet. Rob Lowe hits it. And that ties it up. So, and now a chance for the Bulls to break the deadlock instead of extend the lead after Coach Dan Sokolowski gets, I believe it was him, getting pinged with that whistle.
Here's Brantley, just a couple of seconds remaining. Brantley misses that. And the first quarter is done and dusted. It's all locked up at 30 as advertised. The Tuatara and the Bulls will be back after the break with the second quarter. Welcome back, Eventfinda Stadium. The Tuatara and the Bulls all locked up at 30. And it's pretty good crowd in for a Sunday night game, the last game of round 10. And this Bulls traveling fandom come out in force, showing the love. Coach Dan Sokolowski joins us now. Dan, are you happy with the way that your starting five that you changed up from last night performed in that first quarter?
Yeah, we're perfectly capable of adjusting our lineup for matchup purposes. We felt that that was best. Obviously, Jared came out and helped us offensively, but this is an entirely unacceptable defensive quarter for us. We don't do this in a half.
Well, and speaking of that, the high efficiency from Auckland, they're 67% from the three-point line, 56% from inside the arc, with Rob Lowe leading the way for 13. How do you slow him down on that pick and pop?
Execute our covers. We're just leaving guys open. We're not doing anything on every ball screen. We're just watching Jared Weeks go by us. We already saw that movie once.
Thank you very much for your time, as always, Coach. Three on the corner, and then Glidden on the baseline.
Oh, he reached out for his leg there.
I think he did.
I thought he got contact.
Davidson dropping it off, gives it to Fotu, does Brantley, and got three in the key.
That is a fast.
And Cam Glidden is hot right now. He has not been happy with the officiating in his eyes.
And can we see Jade Bazant let him know that, yeah, I got you there. And look at this. Yeah, you see that? That is unsportsmanlike. He is lucky not to have get paid for an unsportsmanlike foul there.
That is just frustration reaching out there. Tarangi gets the roll at his home gym.
What a soft rim is being produced by Eventfinda Stadium tonight. Soft rolls everywhere. Ruben Tarangi hits it from deep.
Davidson in the corner, a little strong. Glidden has the board.
I'd like to see the Bulls attack the rim. They're going away from what they are. Hot streak early, but they have to continue to look on the interior.
Weeks falling away. And then now we finally get a technical foul on Cam Glidden.
Cam Glidden is working his way in. Referee Brad Clive has whistled 2 technical fouls there. He is not allowing for that chat coming through. And
There had been a couple of plays. It probably just wanted enough.
yeah, you know, Cam Glidden was still talking about it. At a certain point, you're just trying to get that whistle. You're like, he hasn't given it yet. Let's see what can I do for it.
Already 2 technicals and a half. Davidson getting the roll on that one. And this is what it means. These two teams, they've got some great history between them. Tuatara having their way over the Bulls over the last couple of seasons, but this is a much different Bulls outfit. This season, they go deep as well. Still waiting for Tyrell Harrison, who has the cast come off his broken wrist tomorrow.
The depth of squads across the league is obviously improved tremendously in the last few weeks as teams have found some replacements, found some ways to reinforce the ranks, both with imports but also with some local talent. And it is leading to one heck of a showdown in the Final Six this year.
McGill. Freeman's three is off. Oh, Jamal Brantley just absolutely nails Jared Weeks, who just pops back up.
The Bulls bench is letting them know about it.
Freeman goes down, and here's words for the referee.
Well, look at Rob Lowe with a clever reverse layup there, showing off the touch, as Cam Glidden just tackles Jamal Brantley there.
And that is Cam Glidden's third foul.
Well, Brantley is playing extremely physically. He is going at players.
He plays physical every game.
I mean, as we take a look at the rebound on the other end, look at Brantley just comes in. He says, man's board. This is a man's game. You get off me. Buzz, buzz, little guard.
Jared Weeks is going to have a sore neck tomorrow. Cam Glidden sits with those three fouls. McGill using the handle a couple of times. Pero Hunt on him. Dolphin chases Freeman off the three-point line. 4 to shoot for Brantley. Hand in the face from Tarangi does not matter.
Jamal Brantley having one of his better shooting days early in this one, finding a lot of space on the perimeter, using the deep air for the step back.
Low clearing space out for the Tarangi drive. Rob Lowe just took 2 defenders with him.
Well, perfect execution, and I like the recognition as much as the screen from Rob Lowe, the recognition of Tarangi.
Now Freeman misses that one on the drive. He's 0 for 3 in this half.
Hunt showing a quick first step.
Certainly does, and he finds Lowe, who knocks down his third three.
He is in fuego. 18 points on 5 for 7 from the field.
3 for 3 from deep. 5 for 5 from the line.
They've had one less, or sorry, as many threes in this game as they had in the entirety of the last one.
McGill, a little strong off the glass, but it's cleaned up by Dan Fotu.
Dan Fotu recognizes Rob Lowe challenges, so that gave him the opportunity to attack the glass without a box out.
Oh, Ricky McGill, the best in the league, rips it away. Tries to drop it behind him for Dan Fotu, but the Tuatara defense reacts.
How about Ricky McGill, just one-on-one, beastie net ball away from Charlie Dalton, showing the strength there. And then the hustle in transition by Jared Weeks to get his hand in there, knock the ball away. Charlie Dalton checks out, Joe Lawson back in, and this is just a vastly different size lineup all of a sudden, with Joe Lawson checking in there with Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, the de facto four-man now.
Freeman sits, Davidson with the ball.
Oh,
Wilson Frame is back into it.
Has this matchup against Lawson, though. A lot of space for him.
Wilson Frame, Wilson does pretty well. Shuts him down, 6 to shoot. Oh, Wilson Frame finds Football underneath. And Rob Lowe is down. Jared Weeks pushing it, though. Jared Weeks loves transition basketball. And one, it counts.
That's a loud Jim, could barely hear the whistle. But for a team that doesn't push every single time, very judiciously, they take advantage of their opportunities through the Tuatara. Look at Weeks in transition, that crossover late, changing directions, and Jared Wilson Frame just not in proper position for that change of direction. Takes the contact, the hoop, the harm, the chance for 3 at the TAB. He converts for a 3-point lead, 43 to 40. The Tuatara take it on the Franklin Bulls in the interim.
Fotu up high. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Tuatara. That's how close it has been. Fotu, it's cleaned up by Lowe.
2 misses there, point blank range. Dan Fotu expecting a little contact, not getting it.
Lawson with the catch. For a cutter, here's Lowe. Nice 2-man game. And then Cruz, Pero Hunt, the 2 new additions to the Tuatara bench combined.
I love how Cruz Pero Hunt didn't quit on the play, attacked the glass instead of getting back on D. Earned himself 2.
Here's Fotu, makes sure of it this time. He's got 10.
Well, Ricky McGill took a little bit of contact there, but it didn't matter because he's still able to drop it off the Fotu.
Weeks! He's fouled. Brantley gets him. That is number 3 on Jamal Brantley. Just back the other end. That was Fotu with 12 now.
And the fouls on the bigs on Brantley and Fotu have become much more pronounced because there is no Don Kamapoto anymore. He is sitting on the bench. He is iced up. Matt Freeman checks in now as Brantley heads to the bench with those 3 fouls. Outside of Isaac Davidson with 2, no one else has more than 1 on the Bulls right now. But that is a big loss for Franklin. When Brantley goes to the bench, a lot of the glue defensively goes away with it. He's so switchy, has the ability to guard on the perimeter as well as on the interior, and his strength on the glass has already been evidenced tonight on multiple occasions.
Tuatara lead at 5. Davidson off the glass and in. Isaac Davidson, he has been really solid for the Bulls.
Playing with a lot of confidence lately.
Great pass, Weeks with the cutting Tarangi. And Weeks trying to save it. He does, but he fires it back to Davidson, who looks up behind the back, finding McGill. And it's Rob Lowe with the rebound.
Surprised he went opposite. He had Jerry Wilson framed wide open in the corner in front of him. Goes the other way as a more difficult look was created.
It's 2 team fouls apiece in the second quarter. Pero Hunt drops it off the low.
Man, there's a lot of contact under the basket right now. It is getting physical.
Dan Fotu skying for the rebound. Misses it. Tuatara get a stop.
Both teams looking for a lot in transition.
Only would have put trigger 3, but Lowe has a rebound, and there's Matt Freeman. Just too big as Rob Lowe for the young man.
I'm actually a little surprised that counted. Looked like the foul was here on the move. He's picked it up. There's the foul, but he let him take a little step there to get his balance, get his focus, goes up, gets the finish. A 5-point lead now for the Tuatara, who are being annihilated by the Rob Lowe, Jared Weeks combo. 34 of the 49 from those 2 players on a combined 10 for 16 from the field.
So the Bulls down 5, call timeout. 4:15 to go in this first half. Tuatara shooting 55%. Tight on the rebound, 17 for the Bulls, 15 for the Tuatara. In their game 2 weeks ago, the Bulls had 61 rebounds, a +14 advantage. And they shot 10 of 20.
But the reason that they won that game is because they controlled the Tuatara from the 3-point line. They held them to 7 for 33 from the 3-point line, which was down there at, I believe, about 20%. Well, today, 6 for 9, 67%, just 1 3 short of where they were that entire game. 40 minutes of play, not even, just barely 15 minutes here so far. The Franklin Bulls shooting much better themselves, 5 for 10 from deep tonight. And this is after a game that they shot 6 for 25 themselves. So their efficiency has improved, but their ability to contain the Tuatara from deep is, or their inability, I suppose, is why they're down 5 points right now.
Lowe on the make. He'll take a seat as Dalton and Weeks come in the game. Chris McIntosh out there as well. Bench mob for Aaron Young. Coach Aaron Young, congratulations. Assistant role with the Perth Wildcats named during the week. As Fotu misses that great one connection with Perth Wildcats in the Australian NBL. Hiram Harris is heading there. You got the Websters. Dante Russo-Nance picking up a development player role as well.
We got Big Jack Andrew.
Jack Andrew, of course, from the Nuggets. Spent time last season there.
Keys galore.
Pero Hunt knocks that down. Chris Pero Hunt, no one's really sure, keeping it cagey, how much he would play, but he's been really good.
Right, he is.
Since he's come into the game. Chris Pero Hunt.
Aggressive.
Things happen. He's 4 points, but also playing some decent defenses. Jared Wilson-Frame gets loose on the baseline and finishes.
Well, not just a shooter, putting the ball on the deck as well and using his strength and size.
Jared Weeks between the legs and hits the three.
Jared Weeks, he is now up to 17 points. And 2 for 3 from deep.
Freeman, Pero Hunt on him. Going to work. Freeman misses that.
Oh, nice defense by Pero Hunt in the post. Giving up some size, but not the strength.
Futu pokes it away. Stays with the Tuatara. Under 3 to go in this first half. Tuatara building on this lead. Up to 9 now.
And stretching it out, have started to control the offensive glass in the first quarter of the Bulls. 5 offensive rebounds, just 3 so far. And those second chance opportunities are gone dry.
Weeks left it on the front of the rim, but Chris McIntosh crashing the glass from the wing.
That's going to drive Coach Dan Sokolowski crazy. Somebody box out the guard.
Charlie Dalton, they wanted to travel on the Bulls bench, and McIntosh again.
Well, shot clock's low, got to get it up. He does not.
Wilson-Frame going the other way. Futu with an offensive board. Freeman gets it. And then Freeman just drifts it off his foot.
I thought that might have been caused by the contact from behind. But the ability of the coaching staff to try and push these officials has been tempered with that early technical foul. And they're just gonna have to get used to this level of contact. This is the way the whistle's being played today. You have to adjust and find a way to be more efficient around the rim.
55-46, the Tuatara with this 9-point lead, with 2:18 to go in the first half.
Swing L. Play out a swing L. Cruz, I just want you to bring it up. Sorry, not swing L, just straight L. Kick it to here, all right? Play through this action with R2. So R2's gonna be here. We're playing it here. C-Mac, Chaz. We're just playing through you guys out of those actions. Be patient, just like you were on that one. You can play uphill, you can keep it. You might have a keeps option as well. But we're playing through 1, 2, 3 at the top. All good? If we get into a pitch action, Cruz, just if you go back door, just find a corner lift out of that kind of stuff. All right? Defensively.
Oh, he's feeling it. He's feeling the vibe right now. Got a pie, got the music going, putting it together. No, what isn't getting put together is the bench of the Bulls. But first, let me tell you about Hoop Heads Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Get all your NZNBL fix, as well as basketball around the world. Myself, Andrew Mulligan, Justin Nelson, talking a little bit of hoop smack.
Certainly is. Wonderful filler for Sky Sport.
But at the moment, what isn't filling things up is the bench for the Bulls. In this first matchup, the bench had 27 points in the game. That's why they were able to take that win. Well, in this one, just 3 points off the bench in the first half. Got to find some other alternatives.
2 minutes, just under 5 on the shot clock now for the Tuatara. Tarangi, oh, that is heartbreak. He had done everything right for 22.5 seconds.
Well, I wonder if it's Isaac Davidson down low. He just gets the hand up. I mean, to me, that looks like pretty clean defense. As Isaac Davidson picks up his 3rd personal foul for not a lot of contact there. It looked to me like he was straight up and down. He was inside the charge circle, but I thought he was in a legal guarding position. It's my understanding of the rule that if you're in legal guarding position, you can still make that contact. Is now they're talking a little bit. Was that on Freeman or was that on Isaac Davidson? Because a big difference there.
I want to know who the foul is on. Do the Bulls?
As we've got a timeout here to the Tuatara.
Isaac Davidson's taken one to the nose. He's got blood coming out of it as well.
And he's got, it looks like on our score sheet, 3 fouls on Matt Freeman, so that foul might have been on Freeman from behind. Yeah, I know.
So I think because Isaac Davidson's got blood on the floor as well, They're just trying to clean that up. There's a cleanup crew about to come out here.
Yeah, they got the gloves.
There's Isaac Davidson's got blood coming out that nose.
And Tatui Lewis is about to check into this one.
Lewis, things happen. When he gets on the floor, things happen for the Bulls.
Well, in the first game, he had 13 points off the bench. This is, I believe his average is about 3 or 4 on the season. So he's got some quickness. He's playing with a lot of confidence. And, you know, Coach Dan Sokolowski, he mentioned to us before the game that, you know, yes, we're a little short. We don't have the energy we should have because of the game yesterday, but there's some weapons we didn't call on. And Tatui Lewis was certainly one of those that he was planning on utilizing if needed.
He plays with a smile, a zest, a confidence. Just Tatui Lewis. Get your tickets with that QR code for the final 6, July 20 to 23rd.
10% off right now. Got a couple of weeks left of last chance pricing at the discounted rate, because when we get closer and all those 6 teams are locked in, tickets are going to be a tough buy.
So much pressure on this young man right now, with the camera right on him.
There's a bit of blood all over the place.
God, we've got good camera people. I mean, that's up in the gods.
Well, yeah, here's the thing about blood when it was on the basketball court. I was out there. I didn't really care. No big deal. It's all right. Is it on the floor? Oh well. I'll try not to.
Try not to fall on it?
Yeah, I'll try not to fall on it with my tongue. Otherwise, can we just play some ball?
There's protocols, Casey.
There are protocols.
There are protocols. You should know this.
Isaac Davidson. He's going to get bleeding today. Had an extended stay yesterday. He's right in front of us with a bit of a toilet paper in the nose right now. Took a shot.
He did. He took one right on the schnoz.
Hey, if you haven't broken your nose 4, 5, 6 times, are you even really playing basketball? You don't want to have a straight schnoz. Get a little crooked, get a little personality.
Are we taking the varnish off as well?
You know,
it's very thorough here at Eventfinda Stadium. It's the Spark Arena floor as well, because of the floods. Auckland anniversary weekend, and then another unfortunate heavy period of rain as well. Eventfinda Stadium got slammed, as did a lot of places, not just around here, Waido Park, the river. Well, went from a creek to a river. A lot of places in Auckland got smashed. One of the venues here, their courts got done, and Spark Arena has lent them or hired out their floor. And this is the floor from Spark Arena that you'll notice, well, maybe not.
During the floods, there's about 2 feet of water throughout this entire gymnasium. And even higher than that, I think, at its peak. So always nice to be able to recover the gym in a short amount of time and get basketball going again. And I think we've got all the blood now. It looks like it's going to be a bit drier. The problem with using those cleaning products on a basketball floor is it makes the floor extremely slippery. The same chemical compounds that remove stuff from the court remove the ability for basketball shoes to stay on there with some stickiness. So look for 2 players to be a little bit wary around there as this quarter finishes.
The delay is over. Ruben Tarangi at the TAB line makes the first. Lead is 10 for the Tuatara. Minute 56 to go in this first half.
Well, the Bulls got to find some energy quickly here. They've been creating good looks, but they haven't been able to complete them down the inside. In that first quarter, efficiency up there near 60% from the field, down to 44% from the field now. And they have to create good looks in the half court with some solid screens.
Ricky McGill on the drive, off the glass and in.
Oh, nice screen by Jake Bazant. Just taking Ruben Tarangi completely out of that play, letting Ricky McGill use his speed.
8 now for the point guard, Tarangi. And this is that.
About 3.5 possessions left in this quarter, depending on how fast the Bulls want to play.
Great defense from Pero Hunt, and he is called for the foul. Just bodied up a little bit too strong. Cruz Pero Hunt from South Dakota University in NCAA. Great to see him finally out there.
Look at the screen there by Bazan at the top, and then look at the little fadeaway kiss by Ricky McGill, finding a little bit of efficiency here in the first half. 3 for 7, just 6 points. Expected him to find some more room in the second half.
Weeks and low out there Bazant can't get the roll. They are soft rims at Eventfinda, aren't they?
A really good look created once again, though. That's about a 12-footer with plenty of space, but you need to knock it down.
Pedro Hunt got fouled taking the three by Ricky McGill. So Cruz Pedro Hunt will go to the line for the first time tonight.
When he went under the screen, he gave him too much space and really fought to get through that screen. But because of the activity, he was a little bit too ambitious. Got the contact on the arm.
Cruz Pedro Hunt, if you buy into this kind of stat, the plus minus, sometimes it tells most of the tale, but he's got a plus minus of plus 19.
That's not bad.
And their lead is 9.
What he brings to this lineup, the Tuatara just haven't had. They haven't had a guard that could come off and handle the ball, be a scorer, and be a distributor as well. Chris McIntosh, he's a catch and shoot type of guy. You got young BD, he's not quite at that stage yet in his development where he can carry that type of load.
Of course, there's no Dante Russo-Nance. There's no
big loss.
Tucky Farrenson, obviously no Chris Johnson. But they have retooled nicely. Aaron Young and the Tuatara organisation.
It is going to be a race to the finish with these teams, not only trying to figure out how they want to play with the new lineups, but adjusting to the talent increase.
Davidson, Wilson frame, quick release, in and out.
Right, felt good on that one, but just couldn't find the twine.
Pedro Hunt driving. Tried to kick it to Tarangi. Here comes Wilson frame. Weeks picks him up.
The shot clock has materialized now, so about 4-second differential. Tuatara won't have a lot of time once they get that ball back.
Bazant picks up his dribble, finds Davidson. 4 to shoot now for Isaac Davidson. Falling away over Charlie Dalton. Rob Lowe. And he wants to play a Sky City player timeout. I love it. There he is. He thought about hoisting it from midcourt. Then he thought, why not run a play?
Well, I thought about it about a second and a half too late. It's not a ton of time, but still more time to get a quality look than they had before he called the timeout. Nice job. And the key to the Sky City player timeout is the player in possession's the only one who can call it. So Rob Lowe on that rebound's the only guy on the court who can use that whistle. And now with it says 2 on the screen, but it's 1.6 here in the gym to get this shot off. So with that, there's enough time for an up fake to put it on the floor as well. So look for a little bit of trickery as this ball comes in. And we found a little bit more blood on this side of the court, unfortunately. So official Brad Clive is on the other side of the court, standing over a big drop of blood. And the young man with the blood box, he's being pointed in every direction on the court, and he's finally found it.
A lot of Isaac Davidson blood on the floor. There's a big glob.
It's a little bit like an episode of CSI. The original one. I don't watch any of the new ones. Just the OG.
There's a lot of them.
There's a few. And now that has been sussed. 1.6 to get it in, and get it in.
Low with the catch, puts it up. Looks like he was looking for Pedro Hunt and then just thought, I'm gonna flip it up and in. But it's the Tuatara up 12 over the Bulls. Another 30-point quarter for the Tuatara, holding the Bulls to 18 before halftime. And they're just inching away with this lead. The break has come at a good time for the Bulls. They can reconvene. And Jared Weeks is with Casey Frank.
Well, Weeksy, you guys were able to find 7 3-pointers in that first half. Why were you able to find such efficiency and room from deep?
Yeah, I think we're just having a look, seeing what they give us. You know, we got a lot of shooters on this team, so just try and take advantage.
And you built up a good lead with some excellent defense in that second quarter. What was the key to that and during that stretch, and how do you keep it going in the second half?
Yeah, just executing a little bit better. We gave up some sloppy stuff in that first quarter. They were able to get into a bit of a rhythm, so not necessarily changing too much, we're just doing a better job of what we do.
Appreciate it, Tom. Good luck in the second half. And now I've got Jamal Brantley coming in, who got pinged with a couple of fouls, so couldn't play to his full extent. But why were you guys able to find some efficiency in that first quarter and hold them down when you had to lead early? That didn't happen in the second.
I think it's just the way our ball movement. We really believe in trusting each other, and that works, man. We kick it to one each other when we open, and if not, we create another advantage, and another advantage, and so on and so on. So, yeah.
Two-man game of Rob Lowe and Jared Weeks, very effective right now, just shy of 40 points. How can you slow those guys down and maybe not get baited into another foul at half court?
We got to settle in and play our defense, Franklin level defense. We talk about it all the time. Right now, we're not doing that, but second half, we're going to come out and put on a better performance for sure. Yeah.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with all the stats for you. At halftime, it's the Tuatara leading the Bulls 60-48. Welcome back inside the locker room of the Tuatara as they had their halftime talk already and move out to the floor. 60-48. They had the lead, putting 60 on the Bulls. The Bulls defense is pretty good, Casey Frank. They pride themselves on it. Jamal Brantley talking about not being happy with the way that their Bulls defense hasn't really worked. And it's inclusion round as well in the South NBL. It's great to see them out there.
Great to see the hoops on the first half as well for the Franklin Bulls. Ricky McGill putting pressure on the rim. His ability defensively key, but I think he's got to put more pressure on the Tuatara in the half court. 8 points in the first half, all off the dribble drive. When he was putting the ball on the floor, he was really creating some fissures in that Auckland Tuatara defense. And if he can find a few of these quick easy steals. He's got 2 in the first half, leads the league at over that. To turn into instant offense, that would go a long ways towards the Bulls not having to execute in that half court, which was a struggle at times. Started off great, but ended up at only 43% in the first half, 20 for 47 from the field.
And we'll take a break. We'll be back with a Rob Lowe highlight package before we dip out, excuse me. Rob Lowe just doing everything in Rob Lowe ways. And we haven't really seen a lot of the pick and pop game at a Rob Lowe, but 21 in the half.
But it's the way that Weeks and Rob Lowe are playing together. 21 for Rob Lowe, 17 for Jared Weeks, combining for 38. 3 assists for Weeksy. We've got 8 rebounds for Rob Lowe. The 2 of these guys in that 2-man game out on the perimeter, they've got like a psychic connection. And if they're playing with that type of efficiency, especially from deep, this Tuatara squad is very difficult to contain, in particular in the half court.
Stats for you as well. And shooting the ball very well are the Tuatara, especially from deep, hitting 7. And getting to the line 18 times versus just 3 for the Bulls.
And that's 7 for 12 from deep. They took 33 shots in the first matchup to get 7 makes. So a huge efficiency there. That free throw line discrepancy, the Bulls are gonna have to find a way to get that even.
Well, after the County Special Olympics team versus the Harbour Special Olympics team had a halftime go around on the floor at Eventfinda Stadium, and the teams are back out there getting ready for the third quarter. After the break, we'll have the second half from Eventfinda Stadium.
Two and a half minutes remaining before we kick off the second half. Big thank you once again to our making rights partner, Sal's Authentic New York Pizza, our presenting partner, GJ Gardner Homes, Sky Broadband, major partner of the Sal's NBL, Sky Sport, the official broadcast partner and home of sport in New Zealand. TAB, the official stats and betting partner. Arcade Coin, the naming rights partner, the Sal's Officials. Official supply of basketballs is Molten. New Balance, the official team apparel and merchandise partner. R-Line, the official rehydration partner. And the preferred accommodation of the South NBL is...
Welcome back. It's the Tuatara in control, 60-48 at halftime. Third quarter, about a minute and a half away. the Bulls a long, serious discussion about what they're going to do in the second half. Coming off a win last night in overtime over the Hawks.
And that's a win where Jamal Brantley played some great defense, but in the first half of this one, great offense. 12 points on 5 for 6 from the field. He came in averaging 9.9. Normally his offense is foul money, but I loved what they did early, having him take advantage of the physical matchups. He's got size and strength on the interior. He was shooting the ball as well from outside at the same time. If he can go back on the interior and find some contact, get himself to the free throw line, and even more evenly distribute this foul count, that would go a long ways towards the Franklin Bulls being able to find some consistency in that half court.
Hey, whatever we do right now, we do it together. Come on. Come on, man. We can
Well, this Bulls team, whoever wins this one goes top of the table.
That's true.
With about a third of the season left.
How about that? Franklin Bulls were started off a little bit slow. The Tuatara as well had 3 early losses, but both teams finding their form as late in the 09. And the winner of the Battle of the Big Smoke today sits in first place on the top rung of the ladder. Still 11 seconds on the clock, so we're just counting down the final few ticks before we get to the second half action. Quick recap of foul trouble. 3 fouls for Jamal Brantley, 3 fouls for Matt Freeman for the Bulls, 3 on Cam Glidden in the Tuatara.
Oh, we got another delay. Ryan Jones, Jared Weeks spotted a 3-point line error.
Oh,
we got loose tape.
We need a little tape.
3-point line. It's come unstuck.
Who's the tape man? Is the blood man the tape man as well? Because he could use a raise.
We will find out.
That's
not great. That's a seam right there.
And not painted, these lines are, as you can tell. A little tape on the Sky City. The Sky City? On the court that the Tuatara have borrowed from Vector Arena.
And we will have round 11 start Thursday night, the Nuggets and the Rams.
Interesting form these two teams are going to be coming in with.
Really interesting form.
The Rams, a surprising loss today to the Nelson Giants, who did beat, they've taken on the Hawks next week, who are, after the loss of the Franklin Bulls in overtime yesterday, they are on life support. Got to find a win against a Giants team that's reinvigorated their season.
Yeah, Giants, Hawks, all sorts of ramifications for those two teams. And what we've also been told is we've lost a scoreboard here as well in the venue. So not only do we have blood on the floor, a 3-point line that's loose, we've also lost a scoreboard or 2 in the venue. Do we come back tomorrow?
We lost the scoreboard. Somebody tripped over a wire.
There is a court outside the venue.
Half court though.
If we all park our cars around it,
put the lights on.
Put the lights on.
Let's do it. We'd like have a fast 10 type of basketball game. I like it. And here's the next Sunday's game. Franklin Pool and Leisure Center.
Bull Sharks. 45 from Jeremy Kendall. Unreal scoring from him. Kendrick Ray, 32.
Jeremy Kendall still turning it up. Just turning it up. 45 points. That is the season high in the Sal's NBL. Bested Ja'Cory McLaughlin's 39 a few weeks ago. Interesting to see when Ja'Cory McLaughlin comes back. He'll definitely be back in time for the Final 6. Tickets on sale now. You can buy some of those if you'd like.
Does anyone have a glue stick?
Well, I think we're annoying some of the viewers at home because Mika Vakona just sent me a text and said, get the old scoring flip numbers, guys. Let's get just flip them on the side. Appreciate the...
I mean, that's what my 9-year-old has on his Friday night league.
It does the job.
It does the job.
The scoreboard is back up. So the scoreboard is back up now. Not sure what we're waiting on next, as referee Ryan Jones is wearing a stare down from Coach Dan Sokolowski. Yes. It is not the ref's fault.
You know what? In summer, it's a humid. It used to be really, really humid. until they put in air conditioning, big ducts in the ceiling. But tonight it's cool. It's cool and crisp as it is for over most of the country over the last few days, and it's cool in here as well. This is not helping the bodies of these teams, waiting for somebody to come back with a little bit of tape and just fix the three-point line.
Just need a little bit of tape. Is that the last thing? Did you bring any electric tape with you tonight, Moles?
You know what I didn't, Casey? And you know how I always like to bring my toolbox and my electrical box around?
I do. I have brought some tape, but it's my tape. I'm not going to let him use it on the court.
That's peak Casey Frank. That's typical from you.
That's not true. That is, you're giving me a bad name, Andrew Mulligan.
You do it to yourself every now and then.
And, you know, we've got the Bulls coming back. The Tuatara still getting up some jumpers. Not exact. I think we're still waiting on the tape. Scoreboard is up. They're trying to find some tape somewhere.
Surely we have one of our great techs. Maybe they've got tape.
Here, is it coming?
Rummaging around beside me, and there's no tape in here. Oh, there is. There's white gaffer tape.
That'll work. That keeps it down.
There's duct tape here.
Can we double side it on the bottom and just stick it under the black tape so it stays down?
And Andy's got some on 3.
That's felt. That's not tape.
I've got tape. I've got duct tape.
There it is. We found it.
We found it. It has to be black.
Has to be black. Has to be the same length. And what an unfortunate slow start to this one. Who does this favor, Andrew Mulligan?
Well, let's go to Dom Kalman-Poto now, who seemingly rolled his ankle. Dom, how are you feeling, mate? How's that ankle?
I've had better days.
That's all we get? I've had better days.
Get? Nah, it hurts. It definitely hurts. My ankle is probably twice the size of my other ankle, so I don't really want to risk it for one game. I'd rather be available for next week. I'm just going to do the right thing for my team. I can't give them 100% right now, so just try to give them energy on the bench.
You've been having a great season, and I'm reliably informed by Casey, you weren't even planning on playing this season, but you answered the call. You wanted to get your body right, and you answered the call. What's been the secret to your success this season before your injury?
We train every day, 2.5 hours every day, so it's pretty intense. And then I'm playing a lot in the games, 20+ minutes. So all of that is pretty tough. Hey. I just want to say shout out to my gang, my family. And my partner always makes a joke that she doesn't feed me around the house, but it's obviously a lie.
Well, Dom, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Hope that ankle, that swelling goes down.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. And we've got a foul as we're underway at Eventfinda Stadium.
Isaac Davidson, instant foul there. He picks up foul number 3. Nice rip through by Ruben Tarangi. He sees the bad position that Isaac Davidson's footwork have him in, the drive to the left, instantly attacks it.
Jared Weeks knocking that 3 down.
Too easy. You just got to chase that. You have to be aware if you're guarding him coming off that handoff. You can't go underneath. That's too much space for the triple. Brantley straight to the grindhouse.
Right in on Cam Glidden, who's in foul trouble. Does great defense.
Brantley just tries to dislodge him with that elbow-shoulder combo. Glidden just enough strength to get the rebound.
Ricky McGill all over Dalton. Now they're into Rob Lowe. Show the double. Dalton goes down. It's Weeks with the rebound. Lowe for 3. Weeks tips it out to Tarangi.
Jared Weeks is just everywhere. That energy is infectious. Offensive rebound tip there.
Tarangi off the glass.
Skying for another rebound, starting to break himself.
And then Tarangi just gave them a little bit of a hip check and will be called for the foul.
That's the right call. He's looking in disbelief, but he tried to get a cheap one in there, understanding that Fotu was going to come slow things down and go the other direction. Just the first personal on Ruben Tarangi.
$63-48.
slow down now. I think we're just going to get the shot clock into the right spot. Where the foul is.
.63.48. This game is having its moments, that is for sure.
We're unclear who the foul was on there. It is on Ruben Parengi. It's been straightened out. And now the Bulls finally get a chance to attack.
It's Jared Wilson frame. Leaves it off for Fotu. Great defense from low. Fotu is there. That's what Dan Fotu has been doing in this game. He's got 14 now.
Was patient, attacked low, didn't have it, but the stick-to-itiveness there, that second opportunity, that's what got him the bucket, obviously.
Weeks. Inside to low. Glidden for three. Nothing but net. Felt like he got hit by Jared Wilson frame as well.
On the bench for a long time, but that jumper does not cool down. It stays warm. Way to space off the interior pass.
Brantley banging in on Dalton. Low cleans it up.
Nice fights by Dalton and Cam Glidden early against Brantley in the post.
Weeks gets it from Glidden. He gives it back to Glidden. The three vets operating there, and then Weeks just turns it over.
Brantley takes away the lob and takes away the angle, but Dalton takes it back.
Dalton plows through Ricky McGill.
Well, that could have been a charge. That could have been a charge. Right in front of the Bulls bench. They were not happy with that no call. The aggressiveness of Dalton is rewarded.
Dalton with the hands again. Regathered by the Bulls. Davidson on the drive. Trying out for it. Davidson off the glass, can't get the roll. Here come the Tuatara.
Bulls really attacking the interior, going back to their bread and butter, but they're not finding the space they need.
And timeout, Dan Sokolovsky and the Bulls. The lead is ballooned to 20, 70 to 50. The Tuatara having their way early in the third.
And I think this would have been the big concern of the Franklin Bulls coming into today's game after such a hard-fought victory less than 24 hours ago. They knew that they had to stay close, because if there was a big lead for the Tuatara, it was going to be tough to find those energy reserves to come back from a double-digit lead, much less a 20-point deficit right now. 17 minutes left in this ball game, and the Bulls have to find some answers defensively.
One of the three was playing together and trust. Doesn't look like trust right now. When we run, you good? Right now, if it's zone, run ear. If it's man, what I want is Jared coming off of the 2 series. Jared, you curl the first one. Jamal, you come out. Ricky, you don't pass it. Jared, you back screens. And we go for the lob for Dan. Together. He's going to curl the first
70 to 50. It's a 20-point lead for the Tuatara over the Bulls. 7:09 to go in the third quarter. Bulls need stops. Half cheese pizza free with any large. The pickup only with the online code SPLASH.
Well, what do the Bulls do here? They have to find some more pace offensively. They can't get into this walk-down half-court set so far from the three-point line.
McGill, the runner.
Up to 10 points now. And his penetration and scoring ability key.
Just Ruben Tarangi will not be denied on that drive.
The strength, the way he's displacing defenders and able to finish, it's really impressive.
Brantley to Wilson frame.
Tuatara extending the defense. How much more active they are.
Wilson frame goes down and he walks.
I don't think that's a walk. He kept his knees as his pivot feet. I'm not sure why. And referee Ryan Jones says he got up completely, but I'd like to see the replay here. He goes down, probably a foul, doesn't get that whistle. And then let's see, does he stand up? The knees or the pivot feet, that shouldn't be a travel.
8th turnover in the game for the Bulls. Tarangi on the low block. McGill, Freeman, who's just checked in, comes over, helps out. But Weeks is getting a clean look and knocks down the 3 with 5 on the shot clock.
Oh, they were concerned about Rob Lowe, 1 pass away, and a little step through by Tarangi opened up the angle for Weeksy, who's now up to 23, leading scorer in the game.
That is the difference. Almost gets a steal. Davidson kicks it out. Freeman. Dan Fotu hammered by Rob Lowe.
Dan Fotu snatches that rebound away from Jared Weeks. His work on the offensive glass really good, and Rob Lowe just drops the hammer. I mean, not a lot of play for the basketball there. Good, hard, professional foul. It says, I may be retiring from the Breakers, but you're still a young fellow on this squad.
Fotu, 1 for 1 from the TAB line tonight. Good on the second, 15 tonight for him. 12 rebounds. 8 of them, Casey Frank, on the offensive glass.
He's really making himself a nuisance on the offensive glass, refusing to be boxed out. I love the way he's taking advantage of his physical gifts today.
Well, you heard from Dom Kalman-Poto. Appreciate the time given to us. But they train every day, and Dan Fotu, his game has gotten better as the course of the season. Didn't get a lot of minutes off the Breakers bench. He is certainly getting it done for the Bulls this season. They get a stop here. Davidson to Wilson Frame. Too strong off the glass, though. Tarangi is getting them on their heels. Lost the handle. Got a little bit tricky with it, unfortunately, for Ruben Tarangi.
Gave a little fake there and just couldn't secure it after he went off that goose step around the three-point line. The Bulls continuing to attack the rim, but their shooting percentage continuing to drop as the defense of the Tuatara is proving up to the task. A little 2-3 zone now for the Tuatara.
Freeman from the elbow misses that.
They need something on the rim, need to attack, force this beat defense to bend.
Low. Bulls survive that possession again. Can they get a bucket? They get the stop. Nice look to Freeman from McGill, and 1. Matt Freeman and Ricky McGill combining.
And that's Cam Glidden's 4th personal foul coming in from the weak side and just getting a stray arm in. I like the way Matt Freeman goes to the opposite side after the pocket pass, lovely. And then Freeman goes to the reverse, and because of that, there's the arm from Cam Glidden, just tapping on the elbow. Freeman with his first bucket of the ball game, up to 2 points, 1 for 7 from the field, but a chance to get it to 3 from the TAB here.
Joe Lawson checking back into the game for the first time in the half. Chris Parahut out there as well now. Charlie Dalton will take a seat. There's foul trouble.
Free throws. Just a 6th attempt for the Bulls.
18 attempts for the Tuatara, only missed 1. Low on the baseline. Finds Lawson cutting, left hand, gets the roll.
Already forming a little bit of a intuitive partnership with Lawson down low, the interior passing on display.
Wilson Frame, clean look. Gets the roll from Eventfinda Stadium.
And sometimes it's a play like that. You just need a bounce to go your way to get things going. Is that going to be enough for some momentum to come?
That's what happened in the second half. The Tuatara were up 24. A couple of things went their way for the Bulls. Tipping on a free throw rebound against the Tuatara that helped the Bulls. Just little things like that they recognised. Freeman just battling hard on the post.
Tuatara getting away with a lot, man. They are putting the hands in there. They are banging the bodies of these dribblers with a lot of consistency, not to have a lot of whistles go the way of the Bulls.
It is a 16-point lead for the Tuatara. That physicality
And a 16-point lead. I like the timeout by Aaron Young. The Bulls are starting to find a little bit of momentum. The Tuatara's shot quality has dropped in the last 3 or 4 minutes. You want to nip that in the bud before it gets under double digits. You want to keep this lead out and about. As the Bulls can attest, anything can happen when it gets a little closer.
Play through that cut. Hold your corners. Robbie, play through that. We'll get something in it. Even if you set it and then dive, we can get the post-up options. Good cutting. Keep cutting off that. Defensively, stay in greens. Navigate. I think there was maybe one you could have gone under, Rue, but just see how it goes. All right? No rejects.
Get yourself some fire merch from the merch store. Use the QR code there. Tuatara have quite the collection. Got the pinstripes, got this green. Bulls going classic black tonight.
A lot of jersey options. One of these jersey options lead to a second 20-plus point comeback for the Bulls in the second half against the Tuatara this season.
Low fouled on the drive. And that is Matty Freeman picking up that, and that'll be his 4th foul.
And he got caught on the hip there. Good quick first step by Rob Lowe, ripping it through, attacking the rim, not worrying about being a passer there. And when Freeman got on his hip, he had to let that play go. He tried to keep battling it in, but at that stage, with 3 fouls, you have to use your discretion to a better degree. Matt Freeman heads to the bench with his 4th personal. A tough evening so far. Rob Lowe looking to hit 22 and 23 points from the stripe here to become the equal lead scorer with Jared Weeks. Already a double-double with 10 rebounds. He's got 5 assists as well. Go along with 2 blocks.
Perfect from the line. No Rob Lowe triple-double watch with 3:17 to go in the 3rd.
Look how far out the Bulls have to start their offense.
Wilson Frame gets loose, though.
And when they do force you to start the offense out that far, it's a great opportunity for the backdoor cut. Jared Wilson Frame sets it up nicely, but a better delivery. And this lead down to 16 once again.
There's a lot of subterfuge in this game. It's low. Lawson, 3 seconds in the key.
Now, on that kick out from Lawson, he had to step out, or Rob Lowe had to get the shot up. Good whistle there. And the Franklin Bulls continuing to try and take advantage. They know they can come back from big against this team. Just need to find a way. Look at the physicality of Terengi on Wilson Frame so far out from the rim.
McGill, Hero Hunt, tough angle. Lawson got a hand to it. Here comes Weeks. And then Brantley, that's number 4 on him now.
And that's a lot of reaction, being told to calm down a bit before he picks up the tee, because doesn't want that. That would be his 5th. And from our angle, that looked pretty clean. I don't know if we have another angle, but he runs from behind here. He sets it up early. That could have been a foul, wasn't? But that's a lot of basketball that Jared Weeks throws his elbow out to make contact with Brantley's arm. I think a tough call on the Bulls there.
Kara Hunt. Lawson, what's his 3-ball like? First game for the Tuatara, the import. Uruguay, Finland, among other countries that he's played in. And Ricky McGill, the speed of the player.
Well, and finally getting that whistle for that body contact. He forced the issue, but look at Cruzborough Hunt there. He throws that hip in, trying to cut him off there. And the Tuatara have gotten away with that throughout this quarter. They don't get away with it there because of how much pressure McGill put on the transition defense. I'm not sure there's a faster player in the competition with the ball in hand this season. He is speed to the nth degree. But the struggles from the free throw line continue this weekend.
Jaden Bazan about to come into the game. McGill misses both. So a free slice of Sal's pizza for the Tuatara crowd. 16 is the lead. coming up on 2 minutes to go, and Isaac Davidson called for the foul.
And that's going to be his 4th personal foul, joining Brantley and Freeman. I do like the aggressiveness, but you got to get the hands off. You can't get those hands in there. And you see that's a foul there on the forearm. Good whistle. A little bit clean on the ball, but a lot of arm at the same time.
Tatui Lewis, he makes things happen, this youngster. He's off the bench, getting the call up with foul trouble, plaguing 3 of the Bulls players, and Dom Kalmaputa out with a badly rolled ankle. Tarangi off the back of the iron. Awesome call for the push in the back.
Brantley knew he was in no position, felt the hands on the back, and just gave the leap forward to earn the whistle. 2 minutes left, 16 points to deficit. Can the Bulls string 3 possessions together here? And that's a bonus. That's actually free throws for Brantley. That's the 5th personal foul. And now they go to the line for the rest of the quarter. 8 attempts from the free throw line so far. Missed the last 2. 5 for 8 overall. The Tuatara at 19 for 20. The efficiency with which they're playing offensively. 53% from behind the arc for the Tuatara. Got 12 assists on 25 buckets.
Brantley good on the first.
His first point of the second half after 12 in the first half.
Gets the roll, cuts it to 14 the lead. Goes up to 23 at one point.
Can they get some aggressive defense? Force a turnover here. The #1 team in the league in steal percentage.
Weeks, long 3. A loose ball, squirts out. Ricky McGill has it.
It's a play by Fotu.
Brantley. Tui Lewis gives it up to Brantley, who has it swatted out by Ruben Tarangi.
Showing the skill set that he provides, able to defend on the switch, timing that perfectly. Nice delivery by Tatui Lewis, but better defense by Ruben Tarangi.
McGill. Jaden Bazan out there. Time winding down. On the shot clock, Jaden Bazan for 3.
Oh, that's a wet ball. The space he creates with a step back down to 11 points. Can they get it under 10? Starting to find some momentum from their bench.
Rob Lowe, he's fouled by Tatui Lewis. And that will be shots coming up for the Tuatara as well.
In the bonus on this side, Tatui Lewis. He doesn't have to get quite so aggressive. As we take a look at the Jaden Bazan step back, look at the space he creates there. Good closeout by Jared Weeks, but the shot making at the top of his ability there by Jaden Bazan. Huge bucket late in the 3rd quarter to keep the Tuatara within touch distance.
Rob Lowe.
Counted that free throw a little bit early, but it counts. 80 to 68.
9 of 9 from the line tonight. 24 points, 11 rebounds. Gets the roll in the second.
13-point lead once again. Tuatara looking for something defensively now. Come out in that 2-3 zone.
Oh, nice idea, but the Tuatara close up that passing lane. Here's Dalton. Kicks it out. It ends up with Lowe. Lowe finding Tarangi. That's good. Rob Lowe with another assist.
Patience by the Tuatara outlasts the great scramble defense of the Bulls. That extra kick out of the key to Ruben Tarangi found the space for that triple.
Bazan poked away. Brantley regathers. Charlie Dalton. As McGill goes around him.
Charge.
And Rob Lowe in position.
The only question for me was, were his feet outside the charge circle? Because he drove with a lot of aggression. Nice move there. And let's see, the foot's inside, both feet are inside the charge circle. That should be a block. Unfortunate call for Ricky McGill there.
These are the kind of calls you need to go your way. Rob Lowe, that would have been just a second foul though. Tarangi finds a cutting Dalton. Jaden Bazan right into your living rooms. 84-68, 2 seconds to go in this third quarter. Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, yes! It counts. Charlie Dalton might have left it short. He and Weeks combined for a sneaky little play to close out the third quarter. And the lead is 18, and we'll take a break. Fourth quarter coming up around the corner. Welcome back. 86-68, the Tuatara just keeping the Bulls at arm's length through that third quarter. And Jaden Bazant and the Bulls, what answer do they have? Because they are in all sorts of foul trouble. They've lost Dom Kalman Poto to an ankle injury. Aaron Young is the head coach of the Auckland Tuatara, and he joins us now. Aaron, what would you like to see out of your team in this final 10 minutes?
Close out this game. we gave up a big lead against this team the last game. We understand we've come a long way since then, but the job's not done.
How has it been this week, Aaron, in the midst of your own professional development going on to the Perth Wildcats? Congratulations there, but you've also had to fold in some new talent in the last couple of weeks. Cruz Pro, Pete Sign, Joe Lawson as well. How do you do that in a short amount of time to get them game ready?
Yeah, we've been speaking a lot on rule clarity, just making sure everyone understands how they can make an impact when they get in the game. It's always a challenge, but we've got good people involved that makes it easy.
Aaron, always appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Oh, Jed Wilson frame hustles it up, finds Brantley underneath for the finish, and it's back to 16. The question for the Bulls is, can they get it past that?
Weeks stepping back.
Not enough space there, but Bazant closes it at the last second to make it a much more difficult shot. The Bulls trying to move that ball around the perimeter with some zest.
Poked away, but it falls to Fotu. He can't get it to go down.
Unlucky there, right underneath, but a tough angle to finish off the glass, so can't squeeze the finish out.
Pero Hunt with the spin on the pass. Joe Lawson clears out Dan Fotu.
I mean, I see what Dan Fotu's trying to do. That could be an offensive foul. He completely went out of his way to make that contact.
Wilson framed the three, knocks it down.
And that's the kind of shooter he can be. Off to a huge start early, up to 16 points now after 8 in the first quarter. But if he gets hot late, that could be a neutralizer.
That was his fourth three in the game. Pero Hunt, nice addition he's been with Joe Lawson in the middle. Puts it up with a left off the glass and in.
Oh, good feed by Weeksy, but better post up by Lawson down low, using that big size he has and to finish off the glass.
McGill is fouled. Charlie Dalton just trying to force his way through a screen.
Charlie Dalton picks up foul number 3 there. Did well to, had 2 fouls early in this one, but Stayed out of foul trouble, which is tough to do with the aggressiveness with which he plays. Congratulations to him, by the way, under 20s MVP at the New Zealand 19-year-old national championships for North Harbour, along with teammate Tom Beattie, named to the all-tournament team, and flew up in the midst of it for that game last week.
Yeah, shot up, played against.
Just had a solid 12 points against the Jets.
And then flew back down. Got it done.
Get the MVP and the national championship.
Bazant gets that to go down. Very smooth.
The show, the spin, love the footwork, love the smoothness of Jaden Bazant's games.
Cam Glennon out there. He's got 4 fouls. Freeman is out there with 4 fouls on him. Tarangi on the drive, it counts.
Well,
off the glass.
I actually had the opinion it was a little clear out on him with his elbow. I thought like that elbow to the face, he might have got an offensive foul, but instead the whistle is blown on Jaden Bazant. Thankfully not Matt Freeman, because that would have been his evening. Not a lot Jaden Bazant could do there, where the elbow to the chin was out of the way. But the aggressor has been rewarded tonight. If you're putting the ball on the floor and just putting your nose through defenders, clearing out space, they are giving you that whistle. You're earning it, but you're getting it.
Joe Lawson sits down. Good 15 minutes off the bench for the new import for the Tuatara. 92-75. Freeman left it short. Ruben Tarangi lost the handle on that one. A bit of contact. No whistle forthcoming. Bulls get a stop.
Thought Pat Freeman did a good job of moving his feet to get in front of Tarangi and making that a more difficult angle to go back to the left hand. 17 points the difference with 7 minutes left right now. And another delay for it's been a long one tonight.
It was a close one as well. It was all tied up at 30 after the first quarter, but since then, it's kind of been just one-way traffic for the Tuatara. Foul trouble and injuries shortened the bench somewhat for the Bulls.
And with 7 minutes left, it's all about the defense and glass for the Tuatara. If they can just continue to force difficult shots and control that, not let any offensive rebounds come through, they will get this dub. There's a lot of time left to do that task. That's a foul, Dalton.
Charlie Dalton just a little bit too eager.
Well, he set it up. He understands what Brantley's coming with. He knows that he's going to go into that shoulder as he picks up his 4th personal, but he leans in too much, gets too aggressive with it. I don't mind it. He's preempting what's going to be coming at him, but a bit of youthful enthusiasm there.
Here comes Bazant. Finding the cut in Davidson. That's nice basketball.
Jaden Bazant has come out with some quality minutes here in the second half, both scoring for himself, finding teammates, and trying to get this offense from smoothing a little bit more smoothly in the half court.
He's low. Freeman's got 4 fouls. He's on a bit of an island, and Wildlow just goes to work on him.
A solid post play. Just dribbles to the middle, makes Freeman overcommit so he can get to that drop step down to the baseline, setting it up the entire time. That's the way he wants to go.
Brantley likes that matchup against Charlie Dalton. He gets the bucket on that one.
Nice soft finish there, showing off the smoothness of touch on the interior.
And the roll.
Rob Lowe roll.
Rob Lowe up to 29 now, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And then the Bulls turn it over.
Timeout to the Bulls here. Gonna make one last push at this. Down 17 now, 5.5 to go. There is enough time, but now the way the Tuatara are playing, that looks like they are well in control.
17 is the deficit, with 5:41 to go.
And taking a look at Ruben Tarangi playing third wheel tonight. 17 points to go along with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, but he's done it when he's been called upon. And he's just reading the defense so well, taking what they're giving to him. And if you're not gonna stop him in transition, I'm gonna make the layup. If you're gonna try and guard me with a player that I'm stronger than, I'm gonna go inside. If you're gonna send multiple defenders, I'll find my teammates for shots, taking the harm, making the hoops. Has had a solid season as he builds towards a World Cup campaign with the Tall Blacks.
(96-79). 5:41 to go. Neil Diamond about to climax into a rousing rendition of Sweet Caroline. Give it to them, Casey.
I would, but I'd like our viewers to continue watching. And the singing voice that I have is not going to be helpful in that regard. I want Bop 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 to become official lyrics of this song. That would make me happy.
That would be great. I would enjoy that. If that makes you happy, that makes me happy. Tarangi with the ball.
Are the Bulls going to do something different here? Are they going to start tossing out some traps, some zone? Happy to switch with Rob Lowe in the post.
Glidden for 3. This is that. For 2 with another rebound. That's rebound 15 for him.
And he had to come out of the cylinder to help Jared Wilson Frame, who was matched up with Rob Lowe. Had he not, that would have been an offensive rebound.
For 2 at the other end. Rebound by Weeks. Rob Lowe's leaked out. Gets the catch. He gets his own rebound. And then Charlie Dalton's there. How is that not a foul on Dan Fotu, who survives that one? But comes the other way, has it stripped away. Who did it come off?
It's off to Tuatara.
Going to be with the Bulls.
I love the hustle by the Bulls, though, to get back. That's a short layup. They take it away. Here we see the strip from Cam Glidden, probably off of Dan Fotu. Oh, aggressiveness on the rim. It's going your way.
Handle is lost, but it's almost regathered by Brantley, but he turns it back into Weeks' hands. Tarangi, Gill picks him up, and then with some contact still not being called there. As Brantley goes the other way, gives it to Fotu, up and in.
Ricky McGill just about fouled Fotu on the finish. And Dan Fotu putting together a solid statistical game now. 18 points to go along with those 15 rebounds, 8 of them offensive.
Offensive foul, Rob Lowe just barrels into Dan Fotu.
That's the second charge he's taken today. And Dan Fotu has had a big minutes load as well. On the back of an overtime game last night, he's up to just under 32 minutes today.
And Rob Lowe is called for the technical foul. That's the 3rd in the game.
That's going to be a free point there, as the Tuatara having a stand-up timeout over there. Yeah, Aaron Young not happy with the way things are finishing.
Well, he said he wants them to close the game out in a quarter-time interview. And they're just letting the door open ajar for this Bulls team. Recent history between these two teams suggests that the Bulls can come charging.
Absolutely correct about that. 8 for 17 from deep today. 47% for the Bulls. Normally you'd say great job, but they've given up 48% to the Tuatara, who are 11 for 23. And when you combine that with the ability of the Tuatara to get to the free throw line, as Cam Glidden is fouled out of the game now on that technical foul.
Was it Cam Glidden? It was. Sorry. Saw the 4 go up. I thought it was Rob Lowe's 14, but it was Cam Glidden. It's his second technical foul.
4 personal fouls, 2 Ts. I like it.
He's made them count.
But no ejection. I guess 2 Ts isn't an ejection anymore. He's still allowed to stay in here. I like it. Hang out anyway. Well, it's going to be a free throw to the Bulls now. And it'll be their possession at half court after that. A chance for a 3 or 4 point play even.
96-81, 4:19 It's a little skinny on the time.
The big key for me, though, is the Tuatara have 4 personal fouls. If I'm the Bulls, I'm attacking the rim, trying to start getting to the line. Make this game stretch out a bit. Jamal Brantley hits a big free throw to get to 19 points now.
Well, they left 7 free throws on the table last night against the Hawks. They won by 1. They left 10 on the table against the Tuatara. They won in overtime at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Now the lead is 14. They have the ball.
Wide open to Tui Lewis.
Tui Lewis, he travels. Dan Sokolowski just gave him the shoot it action.
And he's right. You had that catch. You had plenty of time. Let that one fly. You see it. He chose to jump there, and then, yeah, good call. Shuffles the feet after the reset.
Tui Lewis just bumps Jared Weeks into our broadband sign. And then Charlie Dalton has it mugged almost by Ricky McGill.
Well, they're trying to get away with what they can now. They understand that it's 14-point deficit. So you do a little bit extra. You try and force that whistle. See if you can't get a turnover force, because they still have 2 fouls to give. They're not putting them to the free throw line just yet. They have that opportunity to be aggressive. As I just saved my computer from bouncing
the game
basketball.
Came right into our commentary position.
Didn't even give me a warning, Moles.
Here comes the, oh, the ball is coming. Sorry, my bad. I was like, is it going to come in our part of the stadium? It did. Weeks with it. Picked up by Fortu, kicking it out. Dalton in the corner. Charlie Dalton gets the friendly roll.
I've loved the maturation of this game over the season. That was a shot he was afraid to shoot early in the year, but now you see he lets it fly with confidence late in the ball game.
He's the under-19s MVP. Rob Lowe, big board.
3:30 left in the ball game. You got to stretch this one out if I'm the Tuatara. Use the shot clock to the full extent of its ticking.
Ruben Tarangi. Dalton with the rebound.
Big couple of possessions for Charlie Dalton. Offensive rebound, drew a foul before. He got that corner 3. And you don't get a bucket, but you stretch out the game. You take away the ability for the Bulls to come back by stringing multiple possessions on one trip like that.
Dalton goes down, Rob Lowe gets called for the foul. He thought it was a clean block. Is it called for the flop warning there on Charlie Dalton?
No, I think it's a foul on the shot, is what they're calling.
Definitely a foul on Rob Lowe.
Which looks pretty clean.
And then there's a discussion between Aaron Young and Ryan Jones. And there's a flop warning as well.
That foul was on Cruz Pro Hunt.
Okay, sure.
So I guess it was on the flop, saying he got him from underneath. $17 points. Sam Cote trying to get to 20 with a make here.
18 in the game for 2. 8 offensive rebounds. Makes the second, makes it 19. 2 assists, 2 steals.
Did that 5 times fast.
No. Rob Lowe with the catch. It's got to Tui Lewis in another mismatch. And he's called for the personal foul.
A big size discrepancy there on that catch in the post, but he's in decent position. And Rob Lowe spent a lot of time in the key. If he doesn't foul there, I think they can probably corral that miss. Instead, he picks up a second personal. Rob Lowe continuing his highly efficient day. 30 points now, 11 for 11 from the stripe, 3 for 5 from deep, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, 3 blocks. Rob Lowe. Just fill up the legend.
Just vintage Rob Lowe. 4-2.
Another stop by Rob Lowe. Doesn't get credit for the block, but absolutely affected its efficiency.
Six to shoot. Ruben Tarangi pushes and Fotu over. And a block. Tui Lewis has it. Let it go.
Small Bradley. Excellent weak side help late there.
Here's Wilson Frame. Got the start tonight. This is that. Gets it back though. Finds Tui Lewis off the glass and in.
Good hustle, Jared Wilson Frame. As the Bulls are about to clear the bench. If given the opportunity, should have been able to have a sub there. And under 2 minutes on a made basket, that's a subbing opportunity.
10 for 2. It's been that kind of night.
I mean, he's trying to foul him there so they can get the subs in.
That's the conversation he had with Jared Weeks, who understood.
Sokolowski is yelling out to foul right in front of Ryan Jones, who lets Dan Fotu get a cheap one. And as we see the Bulls waving the white flag, letting the squad, the majority of the players who worked so hard last night on the road trip, as we get another look at Brody Perry's #1 Moulet.
Outrageous.
Enrageous.
Enrageous, absolutely.
Enrages everybody who can't grow lovely follicles like that.
Here's Bazant. Perry to Lewis. They want him to shoot it. Bazant for 3. Lewis with the rebound.
Countback does come into play here. If they can get it down to 6 somehow.
Kero Hunt with the ball.
And remember, with this victory, the Tuatara moved to the top of the table.
Yeah, the winner of this game was going to be top. Kero Hunt misses that. Perry pulls down the rebound. Bazant with a little runner. That's good. And then Con Flanagan will come in the game for Rob Lowe.
Beautiful night for Rob Lowe. 30 and 14, 6 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal.
And just got to wipe some time off the clock. 19 seconds to go.
Probably didn't have to blow a whistle to get the clock going. Just let him get it after, dribble it out. But hey, what are you going to do?
Weeks will just dribble it out. If the Bulls don't try and steal it.
And they will.
And Tui Lewis is right up on Ruben Tarangi. And this will do us an emphatic victory for the Auckland Tuatara. It was all tied up at 30. But they do the job through 3 quarters after the first one. 100-87. It's full time at Eventfinda Stadium. And the Auckland Tuatara go top of the table. And that is a big win for them on their home floor. These two teams will probably be in the top 6. And whether or not they meet each other is another story, because that is still to unfold. But it is going to be a lot of fun watching the race to get to that 6 and stay in that 6.
Take a look at the table of the Tuatara, the newly crowned leaders of the pack. With the Rams going down earlier today, the Bulls stay within the top 4, sitting on 7, but the Saints are hot on their tails. Sharks rounding out the top 6 with the Hawks, Giants, Jets, and Airs still threatening down the stretch of the season.
And here are the games to come. Round 11 will tip off on Thursday night in Dunedin. Rams in town. The Giants will host the Hawks on Friday night, and your doubleheader will be the Jets and the Airs from Fly Palmy Arena, and the Tuatara will host the Sharks from Eventfinda Stadium, where we are tonight. And then on your Sunday doubleheader, the Saints and the Airs from TSB Bank Arena on Wellington Foreshore, and the Bulls and the Sharks from the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. On behalf of Casey Frank and our Sky Sport crew, thanks so much for watching, and have a great night. Really, really?
He's got one and then two as well.